The big hot game that everyone is talking about at the moment is Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout. Unless if you haven't been on the internet for the past few weeks, which raised the question of how you found this video, then Fall Guys is essentially a battle royale game where you play as a bunch of little marketing strategies that go through many courses which pick off all the players until only one is left. I haven't played it personally because I don't have a PlayStation and my PC is bad, but I have seen several people on YouTube play it, and it seems really fun. However, the funness of the playthroughs that I've seen of it has prompted me to want to try it out for myself, and I don't want to wait until 2021 for it to come out on the Switch, so this has led to me to try and find it on mobile. At first, I found this kind of like web download, but apparently you had to download a bunch of apps in order to get it, which seemed kind of fishy to me, so I didn't do it. Also, it turned out to be a very illegal scam, so that also made me not want to do it. So I tried searching Fall Guys into the App Store search bar and didn't find anything. Well, I guess I did find the App Store version of Clickbait. So when I tried to find the mobile version, at first I was treated to just a couple of generic crazy runner games until I found this, Fall Guys Knockout Ultimate. So from the icon and title, you might assume that this is the official mobile version. However, everything else tells us everything we need to know about it. I guess they forgot that the App Store includes screenshots of the game on the purchase pages. And you can tell from the screenshots that this is clearly not the real game, and just some scumbag trying to use its name and image to try to lure people in. So before I made the grave mistake of downloading it, I had a look at some of the reviews. One reviewer called Townsend Raider the Gamer says, "A lot of people dislike this game without thinking about it logically, XD." What? The reason why people are disliking it is because it's pretending to be another game. No matter how good a game is, if you're manipulating people into getting it by tricking them into thinking it's something else, then that's false advertising. It's scummy and deserves to be criticized. Actually, I can't put it much better than literally the next review. I know the pictures in the actual app page are the actual game, but I was only looking at the icon when I downloaded this, so I got tricked. Anyway, the actual game is really premature and obviously just made to trick you into downloading it. Note to developers, if you want to make money, come up with a new and exciting game concept rather than tricking people. It's probably hard creating a game, so I'm not going to roast the actual game in itself, because it's better than something that I could ever do, that's for sure. But please just try and make something original rather than just half-butting a game and putting a clickbait image as the icon. Not to mention that this is probably illegal. False advertising by itself is bad enough, but using images and names you don't have permission to use in an attempt to lure people in is probably grounds for a lawsuit. Actually, going through the reviews for this game was really funny because they seem to oscillate between very negative reviews calling this a ripoff and people seemingly paid by the game developers. This game is the real deal. I can't believe how another game on PS4 and PC can copy this good of a game. Graphics are amazing, controls are simple, overall best game out there right now. What the heck are you talking about? So yeah, the game was just as bad as I predicted. In fact, the last review I looked at was especially inaccurate. Literally everything they said was wrong. I have no idea what game they were playing, but it wasn't the one that I was. The controls were very slow and unresponsive, the graphics are bad, with the character designs all looking incredibly derpy, and the level backgrounds all have the exact same generic looking cityscape. Also, maybe it's just me, but the characters look kind of like they're dabbing when they finish a course. And we all know how I feel about dabs on this channel. I made 3 videos that prominently feature dabs in 2019. I'm very ashamed of myself. So let me explain the mechanics to you guys. You control a yellow, vaguely human-shaped blob as he runs across a very generic cityscape by swiping and tapping haphazardly. For the first 2 levels, you play by yourself, but in level 3, they had several bots that only exist to screw up your game for no reason. If you manage to swipe and tap strategically enough, then you get to progress to the next level, which is exactly the same as the last one, but with a slightly different colored sky. Okay, so let me break this down for you guys. The game worked fine in the first 2 levels as sort of platforming across the buildings, or at least as far as this game got. So why couldn't they have just gone with that route? If they wanted to make it more challenging, maybe they could have just made it so that the platforming bits are more likely for you to die on and have to restart, or maybe implement a time limit that would force you to repeat the level if you didn't make it, but no. Instead, the developers decided to implement bots into the game that acted as other racers, and if you didn't get first place, you would have to restart the darn game. Let me put this into perspective. You could have a completely flawless run, but still not manage to advance to the next level because one of the bots that are literally designed to beat you managed to beat you, and that's not fair. Also, I feel like I should mention how this game seems to be pretending that the bots are real players due to the name that appears above the characters. I decided to make sure that this is what was happening before judging them, so I decided to run an experiment. Turn off cellular data for this game and disable Wi-Fi. If the game still works, then they're not real players. So I did it, and surprise! They're not real. They're just bots. Also, I have a hard time believing that there are this many people playing this game at this specific moment. As I mentioned in my Mario Kart Tour video, what is the point of this? What do you gain? It adds nothing to the game and takes away a little. After pretty much every round, you get presented with an ad. Win or lose, without fail, after every level, it will shove an ad into your face. It's not as bad as other ad baiting tactics I've seen other mobile games use, but it's still really annoying. So that's all that I had to say about this game, really. It's very badly designed and just oozes an aura of laziness. Not to mention that they use very illegal marketing tactics, so that definitely drags it down. I tried not to roast the developers themselves and just critique some of the decisions they've made. I'll leave you with this. In my search for a Fall Guys mobile game on the App Store, I found this, Fall Guys Silly Race. It has no less illegal marketing tactics, but it's way more reminiscent of the original Fall Guys gameplay mechanics, despite the graphics looking just as derpy. However, they at least tried to appease the fans and made something that was vaguely reminiscent of the original. It has a lower rating, but that's probably just because this one's developers had less of his friends enter fake reviews. So I had an idea that I wanted to do, but it wasn't long enough for a full video, so I decided to make it an end segment on this video because, hey, it's Fall Guys related. The official Fall Guys Twitter account is really funny. They kind of remind me of the Steakums account. Does anyone else remember that debacle? Anyway, so in today's end segment, I decided to have a look at some of the highlights. Fan art drawn to the correct scale. You love to see it. No, I don't love to see it. This is terrifying. Telling your friend about the first time you won a crown. Okay, these costumes are really cute and I kind of want one, but I guarantee you, if I saw one of these out in the wild, then I would be terrified. Yes, I use light mode. It's the only sunlight I get. Okay, it took me a really long time to get this joke, but like, once I finally found out, I thought it was funny. But it's also kind of sad at the same time. Good night, everyone. Dream about this. I probably will dream about it. And by dream about it, I mean I won't be able to sleep for the rest of the week. Just think about how many people will have learned how seesaws work by the end of 2020. At the current rate, if we teach just one person how a seesaw works by the end of 2020, I'll be most impressed. Okay, I know how a seesaw works, and I feel old now, and I'm only 15. Well, this is embarrassing. I just took Beano Official's Fall Guys quiz and only got 9 out of 10. Okay, yeah, that is kind of embarrassing. So, I decided to take it and I got 7 out of 10, which is really good considering that I've never played it before. Tag someone who spends a lot of time looking at this. Lamau, stop tagging my personal profile. Bad community. I'm off to bed, lol. Okay, I fully expected a Tim the Tatman joke, but that didn't happen, so... Trying to convince the team to put my pet rat Freddy into the game as a costume. I feel like he has the right sort of chonkitude that is required. I love the word chonkitude. I'm gonna try using that more. Anyway, if anyone wants to, could you please do some fan art of my dog Louie as a Fall Guys skin? If so, then tweet it at me at Joester Studios. Always be plugging.